you're doing the same thing that they did on the other show. If you do that, I can't tell whether I fixed it.
Right, okay. Did we get that? Are we back? Are we alive?
Yeah.
People okay.
We have fun here. We have fun here.
Welcome to Tinker Tailor Solder Fry here tonight on the Loading Ready Live Video Entertainment Network. My name is Ian Horner. I will be your host solo tonight because we had a change of plans. Very quick change of plans that needed to happen. Unfortunately, parts are always an issue when it comes to a lot of these things, and sometimes the postal system is not up to snuff. That said, we've got some backup projects here that I've been wanting to look into for quite a while. We've got the Gunpla in the cabinet should we need to extract it. But to start with, this is a kit that I have had for a very, very long time. Actually, I'm just looking it over. It seems that it was created in 2000. I've had it for less time than that. This is actually a Christmas present that I bought for Corey back when we were still living in Edmonton. And it's a JCAR. It's a JCAR build-your-own Theremin synthesizer kit. This modern Theremin synthesizer produces eerie science fiction movie sounds when you move your hand between the plate and the antenna. Features a built-in loudspeaker for practice sessions and line output. Simplified assembly due to the fully processed case. It's a nice little kit. Unfortunately, it doesn't work as it stands, and we'll let you see that in a second here, because it's time for us to hook it up.
I remember one of an old desert bus. Mm-hmm. I think it might have been even like one of the first desert buses that you were at. Mm-hmm. You had your amplified kazoo.
Yes.
And you also had a theremin.
Desert Bus 8. Yeah.
Is that this theremin, or is that a different one?
No, that is a different theremin, also built from a kit, but that one is built from a Japanese magazine.
It's like kit. A little teeny weeny theremin.
Yeah, it's a little red table-sized thing, and it only had the one antenna on it. Mm. The difference between this one is it has the full-on plate and antenna setup for pitch and volume. Yeah, so hopefully we can get that up, and I can serenade us with a little bit of the Star Trek.
Ooh.
Right. I don't know why I specifically went to Star Trek there, but
I mean, that was a theremin, wasn't it?
That's a good question.
We're very much like one.
Doctor Who theme is theremin, I believe, or at least part of it.
Mm-hmm. That definitely feels like theremin, although the BBC was notorious for their use of synthesizers. Well, I mean, everyone in the 70s and 80s was notorious for their use of synthesizers.
The 70s and the 80s as a whole, really.
Exactly. Hey, here's this synth thing that we have.
Oh.
Wonder what it's good for. Turns out, science fiction music.
The best sounds of the 70s, 80s, and now.
And today. All right, what I'm going to do here.
So I think it was on Mystery Science Theater, they had how to get a new wave music recording contract. Just hold down these 3 notes, and then eventually somebody will give you a contract.
Yeah.
Wow. All right. I think I might be running out of... Nope, we're still good for battery power on my... Or are we? Oh, good. Turn the hold off. Sometimes you got to check your devices. Okay. What I want is voltage. Right now is the first thing I want to check, because I want to make sure we're getting 12 volts of... we want direct. There we go. 12 volts of power out of this adapter. Let's plug that. Well, you know what? Let's just plug it in. Actually, you know what? Let's not do that.
What are we going to do then?
We're going to plug it in.
Okay.
And
Wait, we are going to plug it in?
Yep, it's plugged in.
All right.
All right.
Okay, and let's go from the yellow to the black.
I heard a pop.
Yeah.
That means it's working?
That means it's working?
No, I was the one asking the question.
That's a very good question, Paul, and I'll get back to you in just a minute here. Let's see here. Voltage. Did I have the right thing here? I might not. 250 volts, 250 milliamps max. Okay, no, that's where we want them to be. yeah, everything's right there. So,
So where's the problem?
that's a good question. You know what we're going to start doing here? We're going to start by having a look at the continuity. Make sure everything is where it should be. Also, could I get a small battery from the AA? Should be fine.
An battery.
Battery.
I think we have AAA's.
Ooh, okay.
Is that better or
No,
AA is fine?
just a AA is fine. Alrighty. Thankfully, the kit does come with a full set of printed instructions, and that should allow us to find out what we need to find. Thank you, thing. Right, and this just to make sure that I've got the multimeter hooked up correctly. Looks like I might just not. That's. Boop. Nope. Is it here? It's here, right? I still haven't spent enough time with this multimeter to really know exactly.
I'm of the belief that multimeters have too many somebody needs to design a better multimeter. They all seem to have the same UI that is totally well, at least I mean to me it's completely like opaque. It's like you just keep turning the dial until something happens.
Yeah, until you put it in what you think is the right area. Yeah, there we go. And then we want to go into the non-10 amp side. Is that correct? That's correct. I mean, they're a multimeter, right? Okay, there we go. 2.2 volts there. That's correct. Good. Let's let's put that back into the power thing here. And let's see what we just get out of the adapter. Inside and there. Interesting. We were getting a voltage reading there. This just might not be a functioning multimeter, now that I think about it.
Oh, great.
Is
the battery too low?
If only there was some sort of multimeter we could use to test the multimeter.
Right? Right? All right, there we go. That's what we want. And then this one should be, if we get that one inside there, -1. Oh wait, that's 2. That's why it's popping off.
I thought you
got there. Good. 15 volts.
I thought you didn't want things to pop off on the show.
Yay.
Generally not. Okay, we got ourselves.
So we've confirmed that both the multimeter and the power supply work.
Yes, which is perfect. That's step 1. So now let's plug that in, and okay. So we get some sound. So that means something's happening. What is happening? Well, it means that sound is getting to the speaker. What does it do, though? We'll start. Let's unplug that once more.
Is the white piece is the antenna?
Yes, and we should probably connect that up as well. So I believe the antenna, if I'm not mistaken, connects to this white piece here. Let's get our screwdriver out. And then we'll just screw that into here. Through the hole. Get in the threads, and then we'll just whir that in. I do love that screwdriver.
Satisfying sound.
Mm-hmm. So let's give it some more juice. Let's bring the juice back. All right. So, still no audio. That's fine. That's good. Okay. I guess the next step is let's test every one of these components here and see if we've got what we need. Because we've got a circuit diagram, and it's helpful in telling us what's in there.
That's great microphone sound right there.
Is it?
Yeah.
The flappity flappity?
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, what beverage are you partaking in tonight?
Tonight's beverage is the Ravens Brewing Cacao Nib Porter.
Ooh, cacao.
Yeah, cacao. It's delicious, as it should be.
How would you rate it against others?
Against other other porters,
Sure.
or just other beers in general. Against other porters, I'd say it's actually nice and it's got a sweetness to it that I'm really enjoying, but also a little bit of just a little bit of bitterness from the cacao. I'd forgotten how good speakers are at collecting metal components from inside bags. Okay. What's this supposed to connect to?
The rest of the machine?
Oh, this goes to the RCA socket. It's ground for something. The top two go to the this power switch, okay, because those are the power. What have I done here? What a lovely mishmash of everything. Okay, socket goes in there. You know what? I'm actually just going to convert this to a direct I want to say direct connection, because I don't know what's exactly happened here. Why is the DC connected directly to the speaker? That seems like a really bad thing to have.
Are you angry at Past You again?
I am extremely mad at Pastian for his lack of foresight and lack of notes too, specifically. Did I remember my USB cable though? Like I said, this was a hastily prepared episode. It appears that, well, there is a USB-C cable, so that might be enough. We'll find out in just a moment. The answer will surprise me, and you'll know exactly what's going to happen in just a moment. Thankfully, we have spare soldering irons available as well, but I like my little USB friend.
Didn't it fail last time?
It did fail last time, but I have reflashed the firmware and everything is hunky-dory.
Mm.
And this one is, yet again, hunky-dory. So let's get it up to heat there, and then we'll just pull that one out of there. Why did I think that was a good idea? I don't even know what this what this is supposed to do.
That might be why you did it.
And you know what the worst part is? I don't even need the soldering iron for this part, because all I gotta do is just cut the wire. It's not like this is special wire that I need to preserve. This is bog standard. Bog standard. Right. So snippy snip. Let's make sure that our continuity is good on our ground. Is that the one we use for that? Nope. Does this go here for that one? Nope. Wait a minute. Ah, because that's the diode tester, not the continuity tester. Weep whoop, no strings. All right, so I'm just checking the barrel connector here to make sure I've got it wired up in the correct manner. That inside is for... I did not heck that up. Good. Okay. Inside is that... Okay, this one goes to the ground pin. So that should be, traditionally, I believe, the inside of this barrel connector. Cool. Cool, 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 cool.
Cool?
No, not cool at all.
Oh.
But I'm saying the word in hopes that it will get better. Okay. I don't think I may have had this hooked up correctly all way back 10 years ago. Because as it stands, yep, I soldered the wrong edges, looks like. Or did I? How the heck does this thing even work? Like, this is super odd.
You're the one that's supposed to know how it works.
I know, right? This is infuriating. Okay, so you are yellow and pointing. You are the middle of the barrel connector. Okay, good. Currently cut pin. Which portion are you? You're not the outside edge. You're not the inside edge. Well, what are you connected to?
The mezzo edge.
That edge bit. Okay. And you, black wire, are also connected to that edge. Okay, so that's actually the same thing. So that should be fine. Let's go back in and test that it's coming through the barrel connector at 12, at the number of volts we want. Okay, back in. Back in it again at Krispy Kreme.
Hopefully this isn't too crisp.
Just a little bit of shorting there. Let's get that to there, and that to there. That seems like a number that it shouldn't be.
Uh-oh.
32 volts? Okay, that tells me that something might be doubling up in this circuit in a way that it's might not supposed to. So that leads me then to desire to continue on with this component check. Make sure everything's hunky-dory there.
But you said it already was.
I mean, it looks nice. It looks very nice. But that means nothing, Jon Snow. That's fine. Okay, continuity there is good. Continuity to there. It's good. Continuity to there. Good.
Yeah, when I look at that thing you have on the table, what I think to myself is, yeah, that looks nice. That's what that looks like.
That's what this is supposed to be.
Yeah. I mean, it has no skin, but it looks nice otherwise.
Okay, that's the resistor, or the variable resistor. Speaker, I mean, let's just make sure that it's doing what it's supposed to do. Good. Good, no shorts there. Antenna is good. And those are fine. All right. Good start. Good work, everyone. To resistance mode. Let's start off with a 1K. So put it in 2K resistance mode. And... oh, no, wait, that's the wrong side of the multimeter knob. That's resistance mode. And that looks to be... will hold up now. 27, and that's supposed to be 1K. That's supposed to be a 1K? How badly did I hack this up? Is that supposed to be the one that's supposed to be? That one appears not to. Okay. Let's just get one that I'm pretty sure is going to be correct. So 1K, and that's also a 1K. So it should have the red, brown, black, black, red. That seems correct. Oop.
Are you getting the good number?
That one is the correct number. Okay, that one's good. How about you? Your resistance is super low. So that seems odd. Let's just test the rest of the 1Ks. That one's pretty close to 1. Okay, that's good. This one is also less than. That seems to be correct.
And you soldered those resistors?
Yes, yeah, everything on this board I did myself.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, that's off by a lot. I'm beginning to wonder if I should get a grease pencil or something just to test these. Or, actually, I'll make a mark using a pencil on the actual thing here. So you, oh, that's not good. You were also having some issues. I do need a nice colored pencil to make that work better. Boop, 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 boop. Dark Morford, this is the JCAR KC5295. I'm just going to put this here on the workbench so that when we cut to the overhead,
It's a bit shy.
there we go.
There we are.
You can you can look it up. There we go. Or forgot not the whole. Anyway, yeah. So those two are seemingly problematic. Color resistor-wise. Okay. What's our next level down? Let's keep checking the rest of the 1Ks. So that's. I'm going to bring this on here as well, so you can. Those of you at home can watch along with me. That's close enough to 1 for my work. Close enough again.
Yeah, what alpha are you going for here? Is it like less than 0.05 difference?
I mean, it should be, it should look like it's approaching the correct number. See, 6.685 out of 1,000 is, I still think a little bit, I would consider that a little bit low. But
yeah, because that's 2/3 of the way there.
Yeah, so I'm going to call that one a question mark. And then we've got 820R. What are you? 820R. What are you supposed to do? Where am I? Are you on the list elsewhere? You are.
I'm going to reference that thing that people reference that I've never actually watched myself. What ah?
What ah? What ah? Okay. So it's not telling me on the list here. Color may vary. Are those all the documents I brought with me on this? Yes, they are.
Well, how many documents do you need?
Oh, you know why it's 820R? It's because it's 820. Is what it's supposed to be, I'm pretty sure.
You're aiming for 820?
Okay, and it's looking at 610 right now, which is, again, off, but not crazy off?
That's 3/4 of the way there.
Mm-hmm. So that's an issue. This one's going to be supposed to be 100. Let's continue on with the ones. The ones and the, yeah. Okay, there's a 1K down here. It's at 880. I'd consider that to be okay. All right. Let's take it down to the smalls, the small levels. So that one's supposed to be at 10 right here. $10? Yes, it is. That's perfect. You're just a link, so you provide no resistance. You also are a link and provide. No resistance. Perfect. Let's keep looking here. 100R. Survey says. Come on. 99. That's right on. Okay. Anything else below 100 right now that I haven't checked yet? Scan from the top. Our 2 diodes are in the right direction. That's important and correct. Actually, let's make sure that they're in the right direction too. Diode. Okay. And if we go the other direction, it's nothing. Great. And then in the other direction, it's letting things through. Perfect, perfect. Okay, diodes are good. What else do we get? What's up here? Okay, let's start racking up our resistance values. This is a 100K resistor up here in the corner. And it's looking at, yep, that's right what it should be.
Wow, yeah, 999.
Our links are, yep, 0 there, perfect. Oh yeah, we need to dial it back down to 1K for our, let's take that to 20, and we'll have to look at our 3K3.
Chat wants to know if we've done anything dangerous yet.
Today? Yes, yes. We jammed these directly into the 12-volt DC adapter. I don't think that's dangerous, but it's the closest thing to danger.
For now.
Yes.
So far.
So yeah, this is 2.5K. I'm going to note that as a possible as well. All right. Next up, 1K2. That one seems off. That hasn't even hit the 1K, and this one is 3K3. So that one's fine. But this one may need issues.
Ian?
Yes.
Chat wants to know if I've done anything dangerous today. Do you have a answer to that?
Have you done anything dangerous today, Matt?
I mean, watch myself, like footage of myself in a thing. That was dangerous to my ego.
That's the sort of thing that'll put you way back.
Yeah.
Okay. Is there anything else? 6K. You are you. Okay. 6K, that 6K, that one's right on the nose. Bingo.
Bingo bongo?
And then whatever comes next after that. $10K seems good. I think we got the 50. We got the 50, right? Or the 150? Let's double check it up again, because why not? 150 is great. Okay, we got the 10. But I'll check it again. It's good too. Link, link, link. Okay, 100K. So let's drag that back up there. 100K is 73.
That's a bad number.
It's probably fine. What about our 270K?
Well, numbers are coming up.
Yeah. This one seems incorrect in it's supposed to be 270, and it's getting me 23. Yeah. Wow, that one is definitely not correct.
Well, why did you put it in incorrectly a decade ago?
Well, yeah, right? What the heck am I doing?
It's that Alberta influence.
Must have been the homebrew. Actually, let me check that on the back there just to make sure that it's that I'm getting the excuse me, the correct yeah, 23K. That's a lot less than we need there. Okay, question mark. Okay, the 100's been tested, the 680's been tested, 10K. 10K Nordic. What is even happening here?
Numbers.
Yeah, numbers and... So that's... Okay, 10K, perfect, perfect. That's what we want. And then the one next to it is 100K. Sure ain't 100K. That sure is 26.
Now I'm wondering, since it was brought up, do you watch footage of yourself now and go, like, the weird to look at?
No.
No? Not anymore?
It's been a very long time since I've felt anything like that.
You no longer cringe?
No. Yeah. I have confidence in most of what I do on screen. And yeah, sometimes I don't like the way I'm shot, mainly, but I do feel like, for example, the picture, you took 2 pictures of me before the show so that I could tweet them out.
Yeah.
And I realized I wasn't actually particularly fond of either of them.
Oh, wow.
I mean, it's not your fault. It was actually the fault of myself. I had mustache, hair coming down over my lip, and it made me look like I was doing a weird face. I'm like, well, I'm gonna get it done. Probably doesn't matter all that much. And so, no, I don't worry about that. I'd especially expect that to happen on the high resistance cases, like when 270K ohm resistor was way off. That error effect is going to get amplified. Yeah, that's why I'm looking through all these things and making sure everything's in there the way it's supposed to be. 2K2, which is my least favorite of the sports franchises. Okay, that's, again, half of what it's supposed to be. Why is it half of what it's supposed to be?
Technology is terrible.
It's amazing any of this shit actually works. Ever. Okay. I think that's all of the resistors that I've got to get in there. So, I don't think that I've done this in such a way that I've yeah, that one's 73. Let's mark down the ones that we know what they are. I mean, Joxer, going on the going what's on the bands makes sense, but I also don't. I haven't put in enough practice with the bands to figure out what these things are. I mean, there's a legend on the back, but it's not exactly the easiest thing to do because there's multiplications and whatnot.
A couple of people in chat are mentioning that it might be because it's a whole circuit, the circuit itself is getting the wave readings.
That could very well be, but I just wanted to make sure that things were kind of that we're starting down the road here. Okay, what I'm actually going to do next is I think I'm going to actually flip that back over, and God, I wish I knew how these bits worked here, so I could test them out. Let's see what the calibration information is. Okay, so it suggests to test the work.
Is that not what we just did?
Well, no. Once you've gone in and tested the work, when your Theremin is complete, check your work carefully, apply power, and check that there is a nominal plus 6 voltage between the case of one of the transformer coils. So transformer coils are, I believe, these guys here, and pin 8 of IC2 and pin 6 of IC3. Okay, well, let's do that. Let's do that. DM, I do that. So hook the power back up. Gonna move these leads over here. Get in there. Yes. Scratchy, scratchy. Okay, and we're looking for. No.
If anything you're doing requires it, could we get a headphone warning?
Warning. I mean, it should. Hopefully, it should not be. Shouldn't be an issue right yet. Okay. So pins are, I believe, on ICs, and correct me if I'm wrong. We're looking at pins are numbered starting from the top left if the little registration half circle is on the left. Again, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure that that's what we're looking for.
I mean, I'd correct you, but I don't know the answer.
Sorry, are you looking to us or to chat?
Oh no, to chat.
Okay, because we can't help you with that.
Yeah, I would have assumed you would have. Oh, haha! Hey, guess what? It is on the sheet here, and I am wrong. And now you don't have to correct me. If the cutout is on the left, pin 1 is starting at the bottom left.
Okay.
The top left.
Why?
Wait, is it an even month? Even numbered month? That means it's on the right.
Oh god, that's right. Yeah, you got to check the production date. Okay, case. Check. And the next one we want to do is one of the transformer calls T1 through T4. T1, T3, and T2. So this one up here is T2, so we don't test off of that one. Oh no, we do. Yep. Pin 8 of IC2. Which one's IC2? IC1.
I see more than 2 pins there.
IC2 is this guy. Or this, I don't want to, this friend. Again, do not misgender your LM358Ns. Okay. that's IC2 and any of these one. Or all of them. Okay. Pin 8 of IC2. Pin 8, which would make that the top right pin. Top right pin. Okay. 2.72, 2.72, 2.72, 2.72. Alrighty. So,
You certainly are flipping those pages a lot.
yeah, that's not the voltage we want. We want more than that.
Is it just me, or does that diagram look like a map from like original Legend of Zelda?
Yeah.
Well, I believe that's the actual size artwork for the PC board, and actually that's in such a good resolution, and that you could probably make a new circuit board out of that. Photocopy that right onto a piece of transfer paper.
Yeah, I guess it's not particularly detailed circuit board. Like there's quite a lot of empty space on it.
The voltage should be between 5.6 and 5.8. And that's not what's happening. So that's not it. But how about...
So is it that power supply is not what we need?
No, it's not the power supply. Because the power supply is definitely putting out what it's supposed to put out. So there's something in the circuit that's hacked up. But I want to check the IC3 voltages too. So pin 6 of IC3. So that would be IC3, and that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ooh, that makes a sound.
A good one, or?
2.85. Okay, so that's something's up.
It's so weird looking at this because usually like hearing a crackling noise as you're messing around with the circuit board is like very, very, very bad. But in this case, it's actually working as intended.
Well, so why is it that that's not correct? There's oscilloscope waveforms. Yeah. Hey, if I'd had that oscilloscope in hand, that would have worked really well.
Do you remember the thought that you had when you last put down this project?
No.
Oh.
I mean, the last thought I think was just that I have no idea why this isn't working. And I've been looking for a chance to figure out how we can fix it up.
Is that message from Dark Morpher there useful?
Oh, didn't quite hear the question or not, but oh yeah, figured that out, Dark Morpher. That's no problem. But thank you. Okay. Yeah, I do wish I kind of had the oscilloscope for this, because that would make things a lot easier. Okay. Resistors between the 6-volt supply and the ground. Set the bias voltages. Okay. Nice. Circuit for Theremin uses 3 JFETs, junction field effect transistors, 4 pre-round IF, intermediate frequency coils, 3 ICs, 1 detector diode, 3 terminal replicators, and associated resistors capacitors. As you can see, all 3 oscillators are identical, with the exception of the 100 ohm drain resistor for Q3. Okay, I can definitely.
All of them are identical except the one that isn't.
Yep, as I can clearly see. Okay.
Well, I mean, obviously that's the case.
As you can clearly see, as someone who knows what they're doing here.
Each oscillator comprises a junction FET, a JFET, Q1, and a standard IF transformer as used in low-cost AM radio receivers.
Good to know.
So I'm just trying to scan through here and find out where I can go back to find out where the...
So there's a continuity error somewhere?
Not a continuity error. What we're looking at here in terms of our error is a voltage error. Oop, that's up there.
So like the resistors are wrong.
Yeah, something's gone on here which has caused these...
So there's supposed to be a difference in voltage between all these things, and they're all the same.
There's supposed to be more voltage
Ah.
into them, and we're not shorting out anywhere, so it could be the resistors, but I doubt it. None of our resistors are too much. It's all too little. So that's where I'm curious. Signals at pin 6 and pin 12. Okay, that's beyond my ken. What we might want to do in future is I might actually send a message to Hens Bottom and Associates,
Really?
from whom I purchased this in the first place.
I'm sure they're still in business.
That is an amazing name.
Mm-hmm. Hens Bottom and Associates, a.k.a. Daryl.
That's like a sketch comedy British name.
Yeah.
It's really good, isn't it?
It's just a fancy way of saying chicken butt. You're just saying chicken butt.
Chicken Butt and Associates.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
But that's too long to print, so you should abbreviate at least one word there.
VR2. Oh. I wonder if these are, if these slugs have anything to do with it. Because I do remember turning and adjusting things willy-nilly
Oh no.
far in the past.
It's not a good sign.
So let's see what we can do here. If turning and adjusting those does anything right now.
This might be a situation where you did twist and now you're going to shout.
No, that's
It was just changing it slightly.
yeah.
I was all excited there for a second.
Me too. Yep.
Is it perhaps the big dial?
The big dial?
Yeah. The one with the wires coming in and out of it.
Oh, that is the volume dial. So I'll give it a try, because nope, no change.
272.
Or 271.
272, which is, it should be at 5.4.
That's the voltage going in.
Well, no, it's the voltage going in is 12.
Right. So it's the thing that's stepping down. Somehow the 12 is getting stepped down to 2.7 instead of to 2, or
Yep.
instead of to 5.
Yeah, too far.
5.4. It's like half of what it should be.
Yeah, thereabouts. Okay. Well, what are the other things I can adjust here?
So wait, if it's by half the amount, if it should be up to 5, clearly you need to put a 24-volt power supply into it.
Ah, yes, that'll do it.
That's math.
Okay, so here is our circuit diagram. Now, I wonder if there's anything I can use. Okay, aha. There are pieces of information on here which are handy. Things where I can check voltages and whatnot.
Oh, it says what voltages you're supposed to have at different spots.
Exactly. So it's just a matter of, so yeah, everything should bump up to 6. So let's see here. Those are going to ground. All right, let's see. What do I want to try attaching to find? Well, I mean, actually, that tells me right off the bat where I was supposed to get the 6 volts. So 75 Reg 01. That is a transistor, and that's the power regulator. So, pin in power comes in through there, gets sent through the diode into there, and that goes to ground, apparently. Yep, that's the ground loop. And then that comes out. Okay, well, let's take that off the transistor and send that to ground. Hey, so now, yeah, okay, he can be taught. We're getting nominally 6 volts off the
Which is what you want.
So that's okay. So we know that that things are okay from there.
That deserves a drink.
Mm-hmm.
This reminds me, like, the macro version of this that I've dealt with is, like, networking stuff. Where you're like, why am I getting, like, 10 base T speeds here? And now you're sort of testing the signal, following it all the way back to, like, which one of you routers is messing things up?
Right. Now, someone asked if there was an additional load on the circuit drawing voltage. Could be. I'm not sure where that would be, but what I am going to do now is I am going to just double check all of my soldering joints on the back side here to make sure that they are clean and that there's no bridging where it shouldn't be bridging.
You soldered these back when you were just a novice, right?
Yes, with a much less nifty soldering iron too. But it looks to me.
So yeah, how long ago did you actually last work on this?
The last time I did any real work on this was probably just before I ended up moving out here.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so long time.
You can't trust that Alberta solder,
Well, exactly.
The dry air,
The Princess Auto Alberta solder is just not the same.
Of course, it's Princess Auto solder. Still open for any kind of sponsorship.
I mean, I guess then what I'd have to do if it was the solder, I just have to take this circuit board back to the Princess Auto with my receipt and just a big ol' paint scraper and just.
Oh my
You're
God.
returning the circuit board? No, just the solder.
That's yours now. All right, let's do this a little bit more methodically. Let's also unplug it so we're not. Cool.
Interesting noise. I thought that was you just making like a little like mouth fart or something.
Yeah. It's having a tantrum.
I mean, it's halfway to good already now that I think about it. Just with that.
Honk.
Okay, that looks all okay. Everything's good there. Seems fine. Whew. Yeah, everything looks pretty clean. Well, I mean, not exactly clean, but not in any way hecked up in this respect.
Looks like it's designed to be like to have a fair amount of distance between the traces, so it's a little bit more straightforward to do the soldering.
As a hobbyist kit, I think that's a good idea for them to have.
Novice build.
So if I turn it down, okay, so it's only when it's turned up it makes the honk.
Okay, so now you. All right. If you just put a switch in there, now we just have a honking machine. Already we're way ahead.
Actually, I've got these, you know what? I have these two loose wires here that I just realized are extremely loose and might have been bridging with something while I was doing sounds earlier. So let's check that voltage again there. Yep, 2.7. 2.7, 2.7, 2.7. It's like, hold up. That doesn't have a number. And that's our audio, 2.8, 2.8, 2.8, 2.8. Okay.
So I guess the trick is like how early in the circuit. So you figured out that you've got the right voltage when it comes right in.
Mm-hmm.
And so I guess it's like how far back, at what point does it lose it?
Yeah, exactly. So, let's have a look at some other places that we can take some measurements from, which should be 6 volt as well. So going in, that hops over that. Carrier, gain, bias. 4.3 maximum volume, and that's off of pin number 5. Wait a minute, that doesn't seem right. 1, 12, 4, 8, 10, 6, 2. No, that seems okay. Okay. So 5. 2. The slope detector there. Product detector mixer.
Sounds like a fun party.
Mm-hmm. So pin 5 comes out. So we're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Comes out. Aha! And hits one of those resistors, which should be a 6.8K resistor according to the circuit diagram. And on the board, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Aha! Yep, okay, that's right. Should be a 6K8 resistor. That's exactly what it's supposed to be. Good, good. So let's bridge from there. And that goes to IC2B. IC2B. Where is IC2B?
I never read that version of it.
I see 2B as well. Run!
Ah!
Bzz, bzz.
Okay, well, it's supposed to be one of those pins, so let's try. I'm willing to bet it's probably the same one. 2.67.
Is that coming from the speaker?
Yep.
Okay.
Interesting. Okay, what if I just take that straight to ground? Okay, that's not actually ground, apparently. Right, okay, let's take that to that side. Nope. Okay, so that gets me 14 volts there, which is what we want. Wait, I want to use this side here. Take that to ground. Hot. Okay. So, what if I do right off the chip? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So that's... You know what I should check, actually?
Go on.
If I have the ability to, which it appears that I don't have a capacitor checker. Now that was going to be the next test. Are these capacitors all good?
So they appear to be good, like they appear to be the correct capacitor, but are they not actually doing what they're supposed to do?
Yeah, because honestly, that's something I've never had to do, is test capacitors. Oh, here we go. Questions. Nope, those are questions that you're answering. Aha!
How big of a problem would it be if a capacitor was bad?
I mean, the problem is it could be a case of it just is not. It just doesn't work, much like it is right now. Where is...
Can you check the resistors there?
The resistors?
Like because you were looking at the resistors and they've got the right number or the right colors on them, right?
So yeah, the colors, yes, I believe are correct. I suppose I could actually... Oh wait, I do have a list of the resistors that are...
So the situation is before it gets into the resistors, it's the voltage is correct, and after it's wrong.
That's
sort of where you are.
Or yeah, coming off of the splitter, voltage is correct, and then somewhere after that, it starts to get
Right.
Get kicked down. Let me see here. Because you're right about checking the resistors just to make sure I'm using the right ones. We can just do the ones that are...
I guess the question is, so what's the next thing after the splitter in the circuit?
Well, after the splitter in the circuit, so let's bring the circuit diagram back up here and let's walk along together.
Wait, can you bring it a little closer back to you?
Oh yeah, sure. There we go. So here's what we're looking at right now. And actually, I'll flip that around for purposes of reading it. So here's our the switch. We're unswitched right now, so we're going straight into the power. Then it comes into this diode, which ensures that the current goes only in one direction, and then it flows off into one of the capacitors, and goes on a journey somewhere else. I think here? I think that seems right. Actually, let's double check that.
I think it goes there.
Yeah, that seems right, right? Right. So coming off, power comes in through here, as we mentioned, and then it hops through the capacitor on. It hops through the diode on top, going up, which feeds it into the transistor, splitting it off, and then we jump into. That's not even a transistor. Why am I calling that a transistor?
Erlos in the chat says that's just a noise suppressing cap. They're going to ground.
Okay, so that's going straight to ground. Perfect. So that doesn't need to go anywhere. Yeah, so all these are going to ground. Come in there, that gets sent out again to ground through the other diode, and then all of these are the resistors, which I guess are probably also then noise resisting for that same reason. But coming off of that splitter, we get the 6 volt coming out there. And then that goes elsewhere into the circuit diagram. And from there, I'm not sure exactly where to test. So, let's see here. The reference alternators, that's supposed to be 6 volts coming. Okay, hold up. Dabba dabba da. Okay, thank you, Erlos. That actually helps to explain what's going on with them. So what I'm thinking here is these 3 things here appear to be our oscillators, and this T4 black is this one here. Yeah. And the 6 volts comes in through the case of the outside. So what is causing the problem here? I don't think it's our, it's not our I don't think it's our transistors. And I don't think that it's our, it's not our voltage regulator either. So...
Oh, you can just make those noises then.
Yeah, I'll just.
Why do we need the machine?
I'll just make those noises, and we won't be able to do anything with it. Resistors between the 6 volt supply and the ground set the bias voltages for when the inputs are of the balanced mixer, while the 1K resistor between pins 2 and 3 set the gain of the circuit. IC1 provides a balanced output with these signals at pin 6 and pin 12. These outputs are filtered. Okay. The output of pin 12 is AC coupled to op-amp IC2A, which simply buffers the signal before it is applied to the volume control. All right. So it sounds to me like what we've got here is it feels like there's some failure to oscillate.
You don't say.
I wish I knew. And that's something I'm pretty sure, oscillation is definitely something you cannot track with a multimeter because they produce waveforms. And this digital multimeter would just have numbers that would not be making any sense because the values would be constantly changing.
So is the fact that the values are not constantly changing an indication that something isn't going right?
No, because I'm not checking the right places to
Oh, it's
plug into those.
So is there any place to check that you can meter between where it was at 6 volts and where it was at 2.7?
Unless I don't think I see frequency on here, unfortunately. I've just got voltage, amplitude, or amps, and or current rather, and resistance. And of course, we've also got our polarity for the diodes and sound. Okay, here's an interesting point. Power for the circuit comes from DC regulated plug pack, which is regulated by Reg 1 of 5-volt regulator. The output is jacked up by a nominal 0.7 diode D2 to give a nominal 6V, which would actually be around 5.7. The input and output terminals of Reg are decoupled with electrolytic capacitors to aid in supply filtering. Okay, yep, that's in with what we're talking about. Insert 2 links and then resistors. Okay. 3 ICs can be mounted next.
It couldn't be that power supply, could it? That it's
Doubtful that it's the power supply. That's the thing.
like the power supply that you brought in that didn't fit. Was that just another one you had at home?
Yeah, that was also, well, no, that was actually from the drawer as well.
Oh, it was. Oh, okay.
What we could do if we wanted to try is we could attempt to use a 9-volt battery, but I don't think that that's going to change the problems. But if we've got a 9-volt, we could give that a try.
I guess the only thing I was thinking was like, I know, like in addition to the voltage and the amperage, and the barrel size, theoretically there is also the like polarity, like which part of the barrel is
And
positive and which part is negative, which for stupid reasons can change.
sometimes makes, I'm
So like I don't know. That's the limit of my knowledge of this kind of stuff. But it's like, it seems like all the actual components on the board are working the way they're supposed to. Eh?
Yep. You know what? I'm willing to give that a try.
So we might have a 9-volt somewhere.
Okay. While we check for that, I'm going to I'm going to invert the polarity.
Ooh.
Actually, we might not even need to do that if I'm thinking correctly.
Yeah, they have the power markings on them, but the problem is we don't know what it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
Does the die thing say what it's supposed to be?
Not particularly. 16 that way. Okay, minus 16. So if I now take this and turn this over, does that matter? That's not going to work. That's not going to work at all. Nope. Idiot. Well, if you're going to have a common ground on the board, so the other side has to not be ground. Yeah. One side ground and one side not. Bonk. All right, let's get out the uglies. Boom. Mac hot. Yeah.
have much in the way of 9 volts, but there was this one, but it was just like on the bench, so I have no idea what its status is.
Oh, that I can check.
You can check that?
Thankfully, yes. Thank you, Thing. All right, so it's putting out 3 volts right now,
That is less than 9.
which seems significantly less than 9.
Yeah, we used to have microphones that took 9 volts, but not anymore, which is good. But
Yeah, those are expensive batteries. Okay. And those are just the RCA. That's fine. Okay. Well, let's desolder the thing. Okay. Now, if I have to remember this correctly. And instead of remembering it, I'm going to, or instead of trying to remember it, what I'm going to do is mark it. That way I know for sure. So black needs to be on the side with the...
you want I have a tape here.
Yeah, that tape would be great. Thank you. That one we didn't get on camera, so I didn't give your name away. There we go. Thank you, Thing. You know, I never asked if that's okay.
What?
Do you mind playing the part of Thing?
I enjoy things.
Good.
So
Wait,
sure.
Wait, hold on. You're also a very young person. Matt, do you know the character of Thing?
I'm not that young. I'm not so young as to not know the Addams Family.
Didn't an Addams Family come out like this year?
Right.
Like a movie, yeah. And also there were a couple movies that people like posting clips from, but not the whole thing, from like the 90s.
Oh yeah, that was a heck of a movie.
That actually is an excellent movie. The one with
There are 2 though.
yeah, the first one is really the one with Raul Julia and Angelica Houston.
Oh, I miss Raul Julia.
I mean, the big thing that sold that movie was Angelica Houston, right?
I mean, she does a very good job.
Yeah. Although, for me, the thing that sells the Addams Family is Morticia.
The character.
The character. And then Wednesday, some, but mainly Morticia.
Ah, there we go. Got it out in one. Got it in one-ish. All right, let's trim that down a bit because that doesn't need to be nearly as long as it is. Because we're just tacking it in place. Doesn't need to hold for a while.
Just gonna be tacky for a second.
Just make it tacky.
So this is switching the polarity?
Yep.
I want to be clear. I don't really know what I'm talking about.
At this point, Paul,
If in your opinion doing that would be like bad in terms of it would cause some sort of sparks or nasty things to happen, then please do not do it. I do not know what the implications could be of what I'm asking. It was more of a query as opposed to a directive.
it will not be It will not be dangerous. I can guarantee that, and
Okay.
it can't work any less than it currently does.
Yeah, we're at that point in the program.
All right, polarity's reversed. Let's rotate. I mean, we did rotate it. Okay,
That's like step 1 of sci-fi mumbo jumbo.
Invert
is
the polarity.
Yeah, inverting the polarity. People are worried about breaking the honk, though.
Well,
I mean, now it's got nothing going on.
yeah.
All right. Yeah, I suppose the fact that it was doing the honk and everything indicates that something was happening.
Mm-hmm. But it looks to me like we might just not be getting anything out of that there. Let's do that, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So, remember when I said that it couldn't get more? No. We got there.
We hit it. Rock bottom.
Okay.
We arrived.
All right, that was a dumb idea. I
Yeah.
apologize.
That did not do the thing. So we'll put that back. Boy, can I put that back in a way that's more better than it was
Hopefully.
before? Probably not. Okay. So this time the yellow needs to go back.
It's that scene in Star Trek where they go, reverse the polarity. Wait, no. The polarity was the right way.
The other way!
My left, not yours.
Jury, we're going to need you to eject the warp core again. You've got it installed upside down.
You have to eject it 3 times because
That's right, yeah.
Yeah, the warp core. The new warp cores are all USB-C, but
the
old ones.
I was just about to make a joke about the fact that, do you think they still have USB-A plugs on the Enterprise and all of the quarters?
Well, no, it's the warp core is USB-C, but the trick is, you have to get the right kind of USB-C, or else the warp core is not supported.
Yeah, I meant just literally in people's quarters.
To charge their pads, I
Yeah.
guess.
God, if those pads run on lightning connectors, I'm going to be inconsolable. Okay, that's one back in place. Nobody saw anything. I was definitely not soldering while plugged in.
oh,
Definitely not.
I mean, again, in this situation, probably not a problem. Not recommended, though.
don't want to ruin your soldering iron.
No, the Enterprise D did not have 2 warp cores. It did, however, have 2 bridges.
Right, the super special extra bridge.
Oh no, actually, it had 3 bridges. That's right.
Wait, what was the third bridge
It
for?
had, so it had the main bridge on the top of the saucer,
And there's the fighting bridge or whatever.
the battle bridge on the engineering section, and I believe that there was a 3rd bridge in the center of the saucer, which was used as sort of it wasn't.
There was a casual, relaxed bridge in 10 forward.
Yeah.
Where you could control the ship and have a cocktail at the same time.
Yeah, and play bridge,
Really good. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so we're going to, once again, reverse the polarity.
Really?
Wait, what?
Because I realized something. We didn't plug the power back in when we had it.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I didn't plug we only have the one power connector, so the soldering iron was still connected in
Oh.
when I'd reversed the polarity.
So that's why it wasn't a problem when you were soldering it with it plugged in.
Exactly.
Because it wasn't plugged in.
It's a good safety system, actually. You literally can't have it plugged in while you're soldering.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember, this is a comedy program.
We have fun here.
You have fun here. Okay, there we go.
Reverse the polarity.
Okay.
Reverb the polarity.
I have once again nearly reversed the polarity. Pray I do not reverse it further. I've actually really become a convert to the spade tips on the soldering irons, because the extra surface area really helps in getting the getting things heated up quicker.
I guess it's a little bit not dangerous, but it can be if you're trying to do like little teeny weeny surface mount components, it wouldn't work.
Yeah, it's not as precise, but on the other hand, what you lose in precision, you make up for in reduced time necessary to actually apply heat to components, which can be beneficial.
Yeah, what you lose in precision, you make up for in speed.
Mm-hmm.
Just pretty universal. I
Yeah,
guess.
actually,
Yeah.
yeah. Come to think of it. Okay, are we getting voltage?
Yeah, that's something.
Okay, voltage is happening there.
That was like the number you wanted, wasn't it?
That was the number we wanted there.
Still nothing.
Why nothing there?
Well, balls. I don't think that we fried anything.
So the initial premise of reversing the polarity being a bad idea seems to have been brought.
Something different happened there.
Different is good, right?
The reason why we rejected reversing the polarity the first time was incorrect, but we were still correct in rejecting that idea.
I'm going to try this again here and see what we get out of this one. And go to ground. Yeah. Okay.
Marge _ Simpson _ grumble.wave.
Yes. Very much yes.
Oh, me.
Yep. Huh. It just don't seem to be, So we do have that plugged in. Yes, we do. We do get power off the piece. Yes. Good. And so yeah, that should go to there. And then if we take that back to ground. Take that back to ground. Okay, correct. Still correct. And then that goes to here. Oh.
Oh.
Ground there. I wonder if I might have the polarity incorrect.
Wait, of a different component.
Well, I think that I think that actually the diode is Electrodyne's got it right in the right on the money there. Reversing the polarity means that the diode on the top here is doing exactly what it's designed to do, which is prevent current from flowing in an incorrect direction.
All right. So the principle is sound. the reversing the polarity
Does nothing.
does nothing, and luckily there's a thing to stop it from breaking stuff.
Correct.
Awesome.
So that's nice.
So we did a good thing?
I apologize for the wasted time.
Not at all. Not at all. This is partially what this show is about. Is experimenting and figuring things out. We don't always win, but we do the work because the work is important.
Because the main thing we forge on this show is friendship.
Good old friendship. That ship has one bridge. It's the bridge between you and me.
Oh my god.
Although in certain versions there is a battle bridge,
Yes, yes.
and the saucer section can disconnect if the friendship comes under attack.
What I'm saying is being friends with me is rad. Ow. Slight burn. Come enjoy Tinker Tailor's Solder Fry, where we are hosted by Ian Horner, the master of the self-burn.
It's the solder and the fry parts are closely related sometimes.
Yeah.
I feel like I should probably be using a third hand for this, but...
Thing.
Ah, yes, the hand that cannot feel. Handy.
I bet
Put me in jail. Put me right in pun jail.
Right in there with me.
They never show any of the people in Adam's family doing electronics, but thing would be very handy.
Mm-hmm.
Very useful to help out to hold things.
Mm.
Now, here's the secret I'm going to let you all in on. When I say thank you thing to Matt, I'm technically not making a reference to the Addams family. Bonus points to anyone out there, or to the first person who can tell me what media property I am making a reference to, though.
Perhaps this man who just rolled on screen right now.
Hey,
Would he know the reference?
The man who knows you best.
How's...
The Munsters?
Yes. No.
Is it Cat in the Hat? As in Thing 1 and Thing 2?
I didn't even hear what he said.
Actually, I'm going to say that just going back there, Captain Spam got it right away. It's good eats.
Yeah.
Ah.
You were a big Alton Brown fan.
I am a big Alton Brown fan. I also like Alton Brown quite a bit. Yes.
I am not mic'd, so bye.
Bye. Wait. We might be able to send you off with a honk.
You have turned the volume?
One of these directions does it. Good times? I don't know if that qualifies.
The Doctor Who theme song would have been very different if they had made it out of that.
Yeah.
Like, I'm pretty sure that's just the sound that Baby Yoda makes, right? Yep, 2.72 volts yet again. Okay, well,
Okay. You have undone the...
undone the thing.
It's that is like those dolls that you like have a thing in them so that when you like tip them upside down they make a noise.
Yeah.
That's what that sounds like.
Like a vacuum tube thing.
So I'm going to continue with the setup here just to see if if any of the extra steps matter at all. So we've got IC2. Pin 1 of IC2. Okay. Pin 1 of IC2. Oh, interesting.
Oh, hey. That looks good.
So that's the pin 1. Why is it that way? And is it all those ones? Okay, so I want to adjust VR2.
And that looked good too.
That doesn't appear to be doing anything. And VR1. Okay. And adjust VR1 slightly clockwise from its fully anti-clockwise position. So it's currently fully anti-clockwise.
Fully Widdershins.
And so we want it slightly clockwise. Okay, that's just not changing anything. Which leads me to question, is that in the right space? It appears to be, so that's good. VR2 is where it needs to be, I believe.
Is it in the orientation it should be in?
Yes, because there is only one orientation it can be in. You know what? I'm just going to do a quick measurement on without the power, actually with the power on, and just see what's coming out of this this friendo.
Hopefully good vibes.
That's what I'm hoping for. All right, where's my variable? Resistor. Trim pot. Trim pot. Okay, so what's coming into you? Or out of you? And let's
That's a rather personal question.
2.4 on that side. 2.4 on that side, and come on. 0 on you. Okay, well that's, I guess, how it's supposed to be. Now, is that going to... I need to get a better handle on this here. Okay, ground... trim pot. And let's twiddle that trim. Okay, so that brings the voltage right down. So let's increase to maximum.
Maximum trim.
So that's probably just going to be the volume section. And then we're still stuck at 2.7 and... Hold the phone!
Yes, I'm holding.
Okay, okay. I don't know what I did. No! Okay, yep, so we've got the right voltage now between here and this other IC3. So what's wrong with IC1?
Broken part.
I don't think so. Huh.
So was twiddling with the trim pot what made that happen or not? It shouldn't have been, I guess.
Yeah, it shouldn't have been. Let's, okay. So that should make a noise. Yep, not making a noise there. Right, let Does it still make the... Yep, still does that.
Excellent.
That's important.
That's all we need, really.
Okay, you know what? Let's just fiddle with things a bit more here.
It's a good Tinker Tailor Solder Fry tagline. Let's just fiddle with some things some more.
Yeah. Let's see what happens when we do this. Just going to adjust that pot. Yep, nothing happens when I do that anywhere, because these are just the oscillators, I believe. Or these are transformers, right? My least favorite transformers, too.
What's your favorite?
The Peter Cullen ones.
Well, I meant like specific character.
Oh! I mean, that would be Optimus Prime at that point. But, I mean, I really do enjoy a good Shockwave.
Not Optimus Primal.
No.
Soundwave has always been my guy.
Well, I mean, Soundwave is superior.
Mm-hmm.
It's right there in his name. Just making sure things are in here solidly now. Just because anything could be. It could be anything.
It might just be like a slightly faulty part.
It could
At
be,
this
but
point.
that's what we were testing for at the beginning. But I'm less sure that it's a part problem because we're getting that voltage in the right place, or the right voltage in the right place in one of the two places now, which means that somewhere on the board it's working correctly. I just need to figure out how to test the in-between parts. So antenna goes into oscillator, pitch oscillator Q2 and T2. So T2 is there.
What? Sorry. Apparently the song Good Vibrations doesn't use a theremin, it uses an electro-theremin. Which I would point out that what the hell is a theremin if not an electro-theremin?
Every theremin is an electro-theremin. But it has a different control system. Okay.
That is a dumb name for a new... It's like, I invented a theremin with a different control system. I'm going to call it electro-theremin. Somebody's got to be like, you know how a theremin works?
Well, you know, Paul, the free gesture hand control afforded by the theremin preempted the modern sensor chair synthesizer controller, where the whole body was part of the musical generation process.
Wait, you actually sat in a chair and did the whole thing?
That's what it seems to imply here in the information. Comprising controls. Oh yeah. The invention was not only instrumental in the development of electronic music, but it also had an impact on the free-form style of playing music. Okay, so it's more about the fact that you get to stand up and wave around to do music rather than, I guess, sit in a chair, which is what everyone did before theremins were a thing. Marching bands were verboten.
I love the idea that the inventor of the theremin was like, it'll be great, I'm going to invent an instrument that you stand up to play. But it's like, have you not seen other instruments?
We have those.
It's like, we have those. What? We do? Oh.
But they're not electric.
Are there marching theremins? That's the question. That would be difficult. They'd have to be like battery powered.
Yeah. All right. I think I'm actually this diagram is actually making things make sense as well, or making more things make sense. So I see 2 is where we're having the problem right now. It's F2 minus, so And IC2 is the low-pass filter. And if that's, if that's not receiving enough juice to make it work, then then it would probably filter everything, would be my guess. Because it's a chip, right? It needs power to go.
It needs its go juice.
Right? So IC2, 8 puts 8 should be putting off, right, 8 should be putting off 6 volts, which is what it says right up there. Okay, we're finally making headway. And voltage comes out, or comes in through 5, it's coming in to 5. It should be 6 volts. So what's pin 5 getting right now when I plug it back in? Okay, it should be coming out of. It should be coming out of 12. 12 and ground gets. Aha.
Uh-huh.
Wait a second.
Okay.
So let's say pin 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that. Okay, so it's getting 6 volts in. That's good. And then 8 is about half. 4 is going to ground. So what's happening in the chip? Huh.
Bad chip?
It might just be that. In which case, this is actually very easy. Well, I mean, it's not a fix I can do right now, but it's an easy fix to just grab another chip from a local electronics shop and slot it in, if that's what I believe it is.
Would you be able to find that chip?
Oh yeah. It's like these are standard components. These are the sorts of things you can just walk into a place and say, hey, I need. I would say, hey, I need an LM358N.
And they'll be like, oh, I know her.
And yeah, they'd say, yes, I have that, or no, I don't have that, but we can order one for you.
Never a no, now get out.
Oh man, check this out. Somebody put a link into other theremin-like instruments.
Ooh, cool.
Including the terpsitone, which was invented by Leon Theremin.
The terpsitone.
Which was a platform fitted with space-controlling antennas around which a dancer could control a musical performance.
I thought so,
That sounds rad as hell.
By most accounts, the instrument was impossible to control. Of the 3 built, only one, which was made in 1978, still exists.
Wow.
He's like, I made a thing that makes sound when you move around. Can you control it to make music? No, not at all.
It's an awful experience. You should try it.
Alrighty. So that goes away to ground, and that's going to become 6 volts. Well,
interesting philosophical question. If you have an instrument in which you can't actually affect the sound that it's making in a way that you can control, is it in fact an instrument, or is it just like an alarm going off?
A device.
Does an instrument require somebody to actually be able to, manipulate it in some way?
I mean, an instrument has to be a type of tool, right? And tools have to have a use.
actually, I think it's not the the smaller one. I think it might be our product detector mixer. That might be the issue.
It doesn't detect products.
Well, it's so pin 1. Pin 1's not. Oh, hold up. What are you getting, pin 1? Give me your. Reveal your secrets to me. Pin 1 is getting. I feel like that should be getting a 6 volts, but it looks like it's getting 1.1.
That's a new, different voltage number.
Yeah. Well, specifically here, 5. Okay, pin 5 off there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 should go to pin 1 of IC2B. And that should be a maximum of 4.3 volts. So maximum volume. Okay, that doesn't appear to be working. Oh, the kit is out of stock, but they do sell later versions? Maybe I should just order one of those and start from scratch.
Maybe they've
Question-
added features.
Or maybe one of the features of the new version has chips that work.
Yeah.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Previous version, we had a lot of people complaining about the mixer, not the product mixer messing up. So we've made a new version that's much more reliable.
And then 12. 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 going out. Yep.
Yep.
12 is pushing out only 3.4 volts.
Where it should be doing more.
It should be pushing out 6.
And that's the failing in the system.
Yeah, because, so let me walk you, chat, through what I'm doing here, if you like. So here's our product diagram again. This is this chip right here. And the diagram is telling me that our output here on pin 12, which is this pin right here, that should be going to pin 5 of IC circuit 2, which is this one right here. Pin 5 is the top right corner one for me. And you can see it's pushing out, we're getting 2.2 out of that between the two of them, which I think there's some resistors in between, which would explain that. But if you just go straight to ground, you're only getting 3.4 volts. Okay? So pin 12 is not putting out what it's supposed to. If we go down to pin 6, hop across to the other side of the chip there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and have a look what it's supposed to be putting out 6 volts as well. And it's putting out exactly what it's supposed to.
Mm-hmm. So that one pin is being weird.
RLS is saying, is there anything else on that circuit that could be pulling that value down rather than it not pulling out the expected value? Rather than not putting out. Let's have a look. So pin 12 sends, it comes out and goes to a 3.3K resistor, which is one of our resistors that is just fine and does what it's supposed to do. So that's okay. And then it's got this...
By the way, is this document you're looking at available somewhere?
Ooh, it came... I think this one came with it, actually, in the box, but...
It'd be weird for the kit not to come with any documentation.
Yeah, it was published in a magazine, actually, too.
What?
Yeah, no, because this is an article in a magazine, in Silicon Chip magazine from August of 2000.
It was a different time.
Okay. Hold up. Actually, you know what? I'll make this easy on you, Erlos. If you're interested in helping out, let me just tweet this directly at the internet, and it'll be something everyone can look at home.
Someone already has it up.
Y'all are awesome. Thank you, Arclight. Okay. Pin 12. No, this is no longer the LN358 Darkmoor Ford. I'm now looking at the
bigger, badder chip.
MC 1496.
I like that where Theremin is, where the word Theremin is on the chip diagram. It kind of looks like it's like there's this big circuit, and then it all just goes to Theremin. It's like all this stuff, and then attach the Theremin to it.
Yeah. So, there's a few things on there. Following the traces is kind of difficult, but that's what circuit diagrams are for. Unfortunately, I'm not exactly perfectly well versed in my circuit diagram reading. Oh yeah, the 6 volts, is that it connects to the 6 volt regulator. But at least we're seeing the correct output. So let's see here. So coming off
of... published March 2009. New and improved Theremin Mark II.
Ah!
This design is an upgrade to our most popular Theremin, which was featured in the August 2000 issue. We have added voice and control, incorporated a larger loudspeaker, increased the power output. We've also changed the power supply to avoid problems with switch mode DC plug packs.
Perfect. Okay, yeah. Oh, they're up to Mark III, according to our Arclight Dynamo now. King Zykar, you say that the signals I'm looking at are the differential out of the mixer and are producing the audio and aren't going to be at 6 volt. Yep, that tracks, actually.
But they should be changing as you're moving the different things, right?
Perhaps.
Would they be changing as you're, manipulating the antenna?
Well, they should be... Yeah, that's exactly it. Because this is output from everything at that point, right? According to what I'm looking at here. Yeah, good. Yeah, that the IC1 MC1496. Yes, that is the mixer. So it takes the pitch from the antenna to the pitch oscillator, Q2 and T2, and then goes into this one. And then we get and then that sends out the... Whew. You might be able to see some signal if you switch to AC on the meter. Oh, okay, yeah, right. So we're probably going to want to be, what? Probably in about 20 milliamp. Yeah, I need my oscilloscope. Sadly, did not live. But what do we get out of that if we do that? Nothing.
What happened to your oscilloscope?
When I was calibrating it, a screw became
Unscrew?
became unscrewed and bridged some connectors on the back of the board, which then caused the magic smoke to come out.
No.
Yeah. So I got to find out where the problem is with that, and perhaps either fix it or do another one. Okay. But this still doesn't explain why we're not getting the right voltage there, but we are getting it here now. Are you reading that 3 volt off of pin 12 or on one side or the other of that cap on the sides? Let me have a look here. So that goes to the 0.47 microfarad. So 3 volts, or sorry, directly off pin 12 to ground gets me 3.4 volts. If we go off of the capacitor, which one are we looking at here? There's that tiny capacitor. 0.1 micro. Oh, wait, I should be able to read it off the actual... Two ones. Wait, there's my... There we are. There we are! Why are you not listed on here? 100U. And so that comes off there, goes to that, goes through. Ah, I see. So coming off this capacitor, where are you? Pin off you, and then to ground. That's getting me, okay. Once we drop off the capacitor, it gets me full 0, it looks like, which I don't know if that's correct or not. You should see 3 volts at pin 5 of IC2. Okay, here we go. So pin 6 should be reading pretty close to 6 volts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pin 6 is giving us, yeah, it's giving us the 6. And the output from that pin isn't used for anything. Cool! Oh yeah, that's actually a diagram I haven't seen yet.
Really?
Yeah. And I should see 3 volts DC at pin 5 of IC2.
I think that's in your...
Not exactly that one.
Oh, okay.
Yes, there's slight differences. Okay, so I am seeing at pin 5 of IC2 getting, whoa, I'm getting 6 volts there on pin 5, and 6 of IC2 is giving me 2.85, and 7 is giving me 2.85. Yeah, everything on that side except for pin 5 is giving me almost 3. And it's okay. And Lois says that seems correct because I think you're only passing through the AC part of the signal rather than DC, so your meter won't show it. Well, thanks for dropping by, Orion's Rise. That's good to have you for as long as I have. He gets very quiet and then doesn't say anything. And that makes for great television. Okay, so at least I'm reading the my capacitors correctly there.
This is that thing. Like I know you get this when you're, especially with like AV equipment, when you're trying to debug why something isn't working. You sort of go, okay, it's not working, and then you start working your way back along the system until you've taken the entire thing apart. And you're just like, okay, I'm just gonna plug this into a TV, and it's still not working. Why is it not working? It's like now, and then you're like, oh, okay, this thing has changed. Now I have to rebuild rebuild everything, and be like, oh, turns out it wasn't a problem at all, and now it's working, but there's no reason for it. Great.
Oh,
It was,
okay.
It was just a bit dusty, maybe.
I got a. Actually, I was able to get a read off of the capacitor that's coming out of pin 12, and that is also giving 3.44 volts direct. If IC2 is working properly, then there should be no difference between two inputs 5 and 6. Aha! King Zykor, you might be onto something for us there. So pin 5 says 5.7, pin 6 says 2.85.
So it's not working.
So if you're saying that, if you're reading things correctly and you're saying that that's where the issue may be, then that would make sense to me.
And IC2 was the one that you suspected as being
That was the
wonky.
one I suspected initially too. And,
So it's the smaller thing, not the bigger thing.
yeah, and if anyone's concerned about the cost, don't be. These sorts of chips are generally cents, if not a couple of dollars at most.
So you're going to get one of each just to make sure?
I mean, usually what I'd do at that point is I'd purchase at least 2 of them, just in case I get sent another bum one. But, that to me says that
Reached an impasse here, I guess.
we kind of have reached an impasse, but it does give me a direction to go.
It'd be frustrating if this thing has been, in a closet for however many years, and it turns out that like the entire problem was that there was never a good, like that component was always bad.
Yeah, that would have been terrible, because this was supposed to be a Christmas present. New IC2, which is the LM358N. And that's numbers at the bottom. Those appear to be, I'm going to guess, watt numbers and whatnot. Okay. That sounds like we have some marching orders for the next time that we do one of these.
It's such a shame. Like Radio Shack, at least around here, is Kaputski. Eh?
Yeah, Radio Shack is gone.
It's now The Source by Circuit City. But
I mean-
I always loved that aspect of Radio Shack. That was like, even though I didn't, utilize it myself, just that like no matter how like sort of as time went on, Radio Shack got more and more sort of consumer electronics and stuff.
Yeah.
But there'd always be way in the corner in the back, like just several racks of just like numbered chips and parts.
Yep.
And everything was always spec'd in like Radio Shack part numbers.
Mm-hmm. And usually all well organized.
Yeah. It was bold advertising to name their place Radio Shack. Who would want to go to Radio Shack?
It was a different time.
Yeah.
I do miss those, but we do have a fairly decent electronic supply shop here in town. Oh, thank you, Dark Morphid. I would greatly appreciate any assistance. I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to grab the chip, slap it in, and see if it's a quick fix. And if it is, then maybe we can bring it back on the show for some tuning. And if not, I might have to email. I might have to email Hensbottom and Associates, aka Daryl, and see what they can do for me. Hey, bought this from you about 9 years ago. Little help, please.
Hey, chicken butt, why did you sell me bum stuff?
I feel like while you're there, you might as well get like a bespoke suit or something. It's just it just seems like such a it's such a wonderful name. So this is a kit that this company assembled of the parts from this magazine. Like the magazine article was intended for just people to make it themselves, and then these people assembled a kit based on the magazine.
So I think JCar actually published the article in the magazine in addition to creating the kit itself. Let me just double check that. This is John Clark. Because it has the circuit diagram, and I just can't... Yep, you know what? Looks like, yeah, JCar did, in fact, recreate it themselves and then resell it. But that's fine. It's a good kit. JCar is pretty well known for making good electronic kits as well.
So there was a question about, obviously it depends on when the components come in, but presumably we will try to get Jer and his Game Boy on as soon as possible. And it might not be like the next episode of Tinker Tailor.
Probably not. We're going to need to wait.
Jer's availability is somewhat spotty, but presumably whenever those parts get in.
Yeah, but that said, I did chat with him today about that, and as he mentioned, he was really, really looking forward to getting on here. So as soon as those parts come in, we'll probably actually bump whatever's on plan for that day. Because I know you're all excited to see us not screw up a Game Boy.
Well, let's not go too far.
Yes. No. That certainly is whistling past the graveyard there.
Yes.
But I think we've done about 2 hours here, 2.5 already, and yeah, I think, are we good?
Should we call it for today?
I think we should call it for here, because that way we can, Alex and I can go back to working on our gunplas in the future and get those completed. But that said, we weren't successful in getting this up and running completely, but I really appreciate all of your help out there in the chat and all of your help here in the room too, because I think...
Yeah, I find the whole the diagnostic process to be fascinating, because there's the two aspects of it of like, is it put together properly? But then there's the level on top of that being like, you know, all the soldering and all the actual stuff. Like, it could be all put together properly, but the actual connections are not secured or proper or whatever. I guess it's the equivalent of like you have a bad cable or something.
And then it also...
I appreciate that you're thanking me, even though I didn't help you at all.
The amount of stuff that I send you to get is worth all the thanks that you're getting. All right, shall we? Oh yeah, let's talk about a few things here that we need to talk about. First off, we have a show that's called Road Quest, and I hope that you all have been enjoying it, or at least that you've checked it out, because it's not for everyone. If you've checked it out and you don't like it, fine, but good on you for checking it out. If you do enjoy it, we've got about 6 more episodes left to go, and it's going to get real good. Now, if you're enjoying the show and you want to continue enjoying it outside of when you can watch it, we have merch for sale. Woo! Branded Road Quest things such as water bottles, sticker sheets, hats, and t-shirts. Yes,
a t-shirt that we don't actually have what it is yet. No. It's a mystery. Mainly because I believe the thing that the t-shirt is referencing hasn't happened yet.
In canon. It has happened. Everything that happened on Road Quest did happen. I can guarantee that. But yes.
Schrodinger's Road Quest.
So, yes, this isn't just to say, yes, we have merch. We have merch, and part 2 of that is that we are selling it to you.
Store.loadingreadyrun.com.
That's where you can go for that. So check that out, please, because I'm really enjoying it, and I think the merch, Beej is really proud of the stuff he's managed to put together for that, and it's really, really cool.
Yes. Do make note of only some of the not everything is actually available like to buy right now. It is, some things are pre-ordered. So unfortunately, don't expect stuff for Christmas necessarily.
And as you mentioned as well about the T-shirt, the T-shirt is a mystery. There are also some stickers on the sticker sheet that are a mystery.
But only 2.
You're not just going to get a sticker sheet with stickers that say spoilers on them.
But please, even if you're not buying it right away, if you add it to your wish list, we get notified so that we know how many people are going for it. So that informs our decisions.
So we can make better and more merchandise to give to... No, we're giving it to no one. We're selling it to you. On top of that, we got shows coming up this week, a few more. What do we have coming up in our schedule, Paul?
I'll tell you what, Friday Night Paper Fight tomorrow is going to be super, super spicy.
Why is that?
Well, we're going to be doing a chaos draft, but it's a very strange kind of chaos draft because we're using all the same packs. These are, in fact, the mystery packs.
Oh!
The convention edition mystery packs from Wizards of the Coast. And this is a weird product that they put out just recently that is not available anywhere other than conventions, and we were able to use our contacts at WotC to get some.
Our considerable clout.
And it's they printed a set of 1,600 cards in one set, and it's full of, it's like prints. There aren't new cards, but they're prints from every generation of Magic. And what I love about it is they deliberately reprinted them from the original, basically from the original files.
Oh my lord!
And so they didn't update any of the text or anything, or the board, the frames or anything like that. So they added there's a little badge in the corner that tells it that it's from this set. But other than that, they're exactly as they were originally, which I love.
So this is the card equivalent of those Indian Royal Enfields that got made. Why did I decide to go with that analogy?
And then on top of that, because this is the convention set, there's also in every pack there is a playtest card, which is literally a card that they made. The cards have been printed as if they are a card with a sticker on it.
Whoa!
And apparently these are cards, these are things that really existed as in the playtesting form, or may exist for future sets.
Yeah.
Using mechanics it's basically every pack has what the equivalent of an uncard in it, like a ridiculous card that has a new weird mechanic,
not legal anywhere else,
and has art was apparent. All the art for those cards was drawn by the designers with in ballpoint pen of just here's a big monster.
I can bet that some of those are going to be amazing and some of those are going to be terrible.
I heard one of the keywords on one of those cards specifically is something like reverse miracle.
Right. It checks to see what the card on the bottom of your deck is.
Wow.
Yeah. Anyway.
No, that has interactions.
Yeah, exactly. There's all sorts of silly. Oh yeah, there's one is one black, you lose the game.
That seems.
I feel like there's probably some combo with that, but
yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, so there's all sorts of silly stuff, and it's going to be a lot of fun. And that's coming up tomorrow. Mm-hmm. And then on Saturday we have the
Jam House.
Yes, the game house where Adam's going to be playing some Persona 5. Ooh. And then afterwards, it's going to be Shenmue 3.
We're slowly picking up steam.
In your steamroller? Wait, isn't it? No, forklift. No. That's the thing that you drive around with.
We got a forklift, Paul.
You got the forklift?
A forklift.
Oh.
I was.
Wait, are there multiple forklifts?
I was rummaging around someone's house that had recently been ransacked by... Apparently, there's a group of hooligans in town who are harassing the many stonemasons in the village.
Wait, they're stonemasons. They're hooligans that are specifically targeting stonemasons.
Specifically, I have a list of all the stonemasons.
That is a very. They've really narrowed their field of attack.
Wow.
Yeah, rummaging around his house, and I find this little toy forklift. So, it was a good time.
And then on Sunday, more Play It Forward.
Yeah.
But this time earlier.
And then also on Sunday we have Rhythm Cafe.
Mm-hmm.
Going to be what are you going to be playing on Rhythm Cafe?
I've forgotten.
A
No,
good
I have not
game.
forgotten. It's going to be Wonder Parade.
Oh, good.
Ooh, that sounds fun.
It's an iOS game, and it is cute AF.
And then on Monday we have episode 2 of our new Dice Friends thing with where we're all going back to the D&D Ravnica scenario, going back to District 6, and the characters are all they're Rakdos employees of a chain cafe.
We got bribed by the police.
Yeah, Matt and Serge and Kathleen and Erica are playing, and Cam is DMing. And you can see it's really bringing back some painful memories for Serge.
Yeah.
But before that, yes, Road Quest, next episode.
Yes.
Big things happened to Ian in that episode.
I've forgotten what happens. Right? No, it's the thrilling continuation of the quest for an onsen. A lot of things happened that day. Sorry, I blacked out at the end of the episode because, well, I don't win a race. Right.
And of course, everything we do is brought to you by all you awesome people at our Patreon, patreon.com/loadingreadyrun. And want to actually tell everybody that if you are a Patreon member at the $10 or above level, please make sure that your address in your account is existent, because some of you have not put your address in your account, and that it is up to date, because we are very soon going to finally be able to do a mail out. There's been various delays for dumb reasons. But we are finally going to be able to do our mail out for that. So please make sure that your address is up to date in your Patreon account.
Goodies will be in the mail, and it is imminent, so chop chop.
And we should also thank all the people who subscribed.
Absolutely. They're the other people who keep the lights on here. And we want to thank specifically Bishop Sans Pants for 31 months of their sweet, sweet resub support. In addition to... Oh.
Wait.
Vamp. Oh, wait. I just changed.
Yeah,
Sir.
it was Surge before. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, who is Surge even? Sir Jack DB has been here for 33 months as well. Thank you. Big ups to VotoJack for their 9 months of subscription. Thank you so much. And a big thank you to Howdy Dowdy for 11 months of resub goodness. Thank you. Also, thanks to Elaro56 for 28 months of resubscriptions. And thank you to Flail Squared for 37 months of resubscriptions. Thank you, Complexed One. Your 24 months are greatly appreciated. And thank you to General Purpose for 10 months of general purposeness. Snake Ace has been around for 23 months. Thank you for sticking around. Jacob on the Run One has been here for 8 months. Keep on running. Thanks too much. It's been thinking for 60 months. That's probably enough. And Iced Sly has been here for 34 months. Thank you. And of course, we want to thank Saffirgen for those 10 times 10 bits. All right, I'm going to call it there because the mouth is now turning into my enemy, and we're going to see you in 2 weeks' time when I'm back here with Graham, and we'll be doing some Lego fun.
Oh, right, yeah.
Yes.
The Lego that will not involve any people being blindfolded or communicating through a piece of wood or whatever different things. Just Lego building.
Yeah, with normal sabotage in it.
I understand Graham's going to be putting together some sets that he has sets of. With,
This is like childhood Lego. Eh? Is that the sort of...
Well, I know that his idea is to put together the childhood Lego sets that he has, with or without the manuals. I can't recall which. However, what I've got is all original. And so it's a case of, can I put it together the way I remember it to photograph it so I can take it all apart and ship it to Japan for my niece? Who knows? we'll find out in a fortnight. But for now, this has been Tinker Tailor Solder Fry, ending tonight's broadcast day here at Loading Ready Run, saying ever forward, never learning.